Hello, my dudes. Every time, for those of you watching on YouTube, every time I try to dance along with the intro like that, when I watch it back, I'm like, what the fuck am I thinking? How could this emphasize my whiteness and my lack of rhythm more? I'm like, but also it's hard to dance too, okay? Hi guys, it's April 23rd, Monday, back to the work week. I have work actually very soon, so I gotta make this not a quick one, but after this ends, I have to run to work. So we're gonna have a good time. We're getting that money, okay? Speaking of getting that money, I still have to figure out when I'm gonna quit and all that, but we'll talk about that in a bit. First of all, welcome back to Previously Gifted, and thank you for listening. Quick reminder, if you're on YouTube, leave a freaking comment. Let me know you're watching. I see the views, but I love comments more. And if you're listening, leave a review on iTunes. Again, I'm just trying to boost my own ego. I like seeing those ratings, Today, we're going to talk about the royal baby, just born, and a couple of other things, but mostly just whatever's on my mind, because nothing really stuck out to me this time. Before I get started, I want to give a shout out to my patrons. In case you don't know, you can go to patreon.com/previouslygifted to support the podcast. You can throw $1 at me every month, and that really helps support the podcast. We don't have any ads on YouTube yet, so I'm just putting in this time, putting in these hours for your enjoyment, and it'd be great if it could help me pay a little bit of some of my bills as well. So shout out to the people who do support me. Yeah, shout out to you guys. Anyway, shout out to my sponsors. These people are extra special because, let's face it, they give me even more money, which is mind-boggling. So I give them shouts out in every video, and I appreciate them so freaking much. So here are my sponsees. If you've been listening, you know and love them already. We've got Joni K, Hannah Baker, Eric Courtwright, Lily Dillon, Matt Barham, Kirsty McCulloch, Jerome Nivens, and Lizzie Liz Walshy Walsh, Eventually we're going to get to the point where we have nicknames for everybody, but let's face it, I am not that creative at this hour, okay? Fun little podcast fun fact. I'm wearing the shirt that I wore in our very first episode. I haven't had the strength to listen to the first episode again yet, because it hasn't been that long. What are we, episode 19, maybe? That's pretty cool. 19 hours of this? Wow. The first episode sucks, so I would not recommend listening to it. I've made a lot of changes since then, but mostly I was just, in a bad place, and it's who the fuck wants to listen to someone who's in a bad place complain about it and talk to themselves for an hour, Nobody. Luckily, I realized that pretty quickly, and here we are today to hopefully not do that, because I would just be proving myself to be an idiot. Anyway, let's jump right in to the royal baby. I like to check what's trending on Twitter because I love keeping up with the news, but so much of the time it's sports. Anytime there's a name that I don't recognize, it's sports. And I'm like, why can't I, personalize my trending topics? If I could delete all sports, I would. I want politics. I want a little bit of entertainment news. And then just that random shit, You know when you see something trending on Twitter where it's, so fucking dumb and random? I don't know. It's almost similar to, the Facebook trending things where it's I don't know, this cat didn't understand where her food bowl was, and people share their dumb experiences about their cats. I'm like, why is this a trending topic on Twitter filed under haha? I'm gonna have to speak with the leader of Twitter, please. Call me. Anyway, let's talk about this royal baby. I'm usually not one to especially care about celebrity babies, because it's they're people too. They squeezed a baby out of them or got it cut out of their bellies. But I do love babies, so a good birth story is always exciting. But this one is important because of whatever purpose the royal family has in England. And believe me, Nathan has tried to explain it to me. a little bit, but really I'm just like, they have so many titles, and apparently they don't do that much. I don't know, though. I don't know. Anyway, the line of succession right now is Queen Elizabeth II, the current queen, and then Prince Charles, and then the Duke of Cambridge, which is Daddy. Oh, wow. The father. What's his name? It's not Harry. It's the other one. Delete. Next is Prince George, the firstborn baby of Kate Middleton and... what's his name? This is really bad that I don't know his name. I'm like, who cares? The future king of England. And then after that, this is significant because this only came into law in 2015, but this is the first time in history that a royal princess is not going to have her line in the fucking line of succession. Fuck. It's 10 in the morning, you guys. I haven't spoken prior to this. Give me a break. This is the first time that a princess is not going to have her part in the line of succession usurped by a younger brother, because the new royal baby, spoiler alert, it's a boy. Congratulations. So it's going to be Prince George, and then little Prince Charlotte, and then the new royal baby, and below that we get to Prince Harry, and then everybody else who has basically no chance of ever being king or queen. It's very fascinating to me, I guess. I mean, literally, in another universe, we're still British, you know? The British are coming. They're still here. What I'm saying is, if America hadn't declared its independence, like, I'd be British right now, you know? If they were able to retain control, or wanted to retain control over the United States as a colony. But we also wouldn't be our own country. We'd still be colonized. Never mind. I don't know how that would work. But I'm just saying, I do feel a slight connection to the Brits, mostly because of Nathan, and meeting and knowing his family. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. I feel like I could be distantly related to you guys. But not at all. All I'm saying is, I don't understand how politics in the UK really works, or the purpose of having a royal family. But it's pretty cool, though, in a way, to have a king or a queen or both or whatever, and they just get to be a beautiful figurehead who have, you know, like, impeccable manners and dress very nicely and formally at all times. And then when they have babies, it's a huge deal, not just because they're having babies, but because it impacts the future of the country, I guess. So that's our first point. Congratulations to Kate and... what's his name? This is horrible. How am I blanking on this? Kate Middleton and Prince William. Duh, he's a William. Willie. Prince Willie boy. He is really losing that hair. But that's okay. It's totally fine. It's just that Kate Middleton is so beautiful. You know, it's like, I mean, I don't know. He's handsome as well. I'm sure he has other things going for him other than being next in line to the throne. Probably a great personality. He's probably a Renaissance man, to be honest. I swear, if I were royal, I would be the most incredible Renaissance woman, okay? Like, if all I had to do was, like, hone my skills in a variety of skill sets, are you kidding me? You know? Okay, like the classic Renaissance man, which, by the way, sexist, it's 2018. We are all Renaissance people if we learn enough skills to get that title. Anyway, the classic Renaissance man was like an enlightened thinker, and he was a scholar and a gentleman, and he probably rode horses and did archery and knew many languages, including probably Latin or Greek or something. And of course he could dance and speak a bunch of, I already said languages. And that was that, you know? The Renaissance man, a philosopher, a lawyer, a friend, you know? So I aspire to be that on one hand, but then I'm like, I have no skills. I'm very close to being the opposite of a Renaissance woman, you know? Like I don't get to spend all of my time just like studying things, enjoying the arts other than like what's streaming. You know, it's like I'm not this refined, classy, intelligent, educated kind of person. But that's okay. It's fine. I'm just saying, if I were royal, I feel like that would be my time to shine, you know? They'd be like, okay, Tiffany, you have to, first of all, fix your posture. And I'm like, done. And then I would just get to spend all of my time learning things and looking regal and dressing well. Somebody would help me dress well, and then I'd be so okay, whatever. I'm just rambling on. This is a shitty podcast so far. Sorry. Let's talk about something horrifying, which is very, very sad. That Southwest flight explosion. First of all, that's my biggest fear. I fly Southwest a lot, you know, when I'm in the Southwest area. But I mean, this could happen to any airline depending on their like safety checks and, you know, who knows. In case you didn't hear about it, it was within the last week. A Southwest flight between Dallas and LaGuardia, New York. An engine blew, terrifying, and then it shattered a window, and it sucked a woman partially out of the window, and then people were scrambling to pull her back in, and then obviously there was panic on the flight, and the oxygen mask dropped down, and they had to make an emergency landing in Philadelphia. But the woman who was sucked out of the window, her name is Jennifer Riordan, she passed away. And it's just like, holy shit. First of all, every single person on that flight is scarred forever. Like, if I were on a flight, even if I weren't injured in any way, but if, like, something like that happened, I feel like I would never be able to overcome my fear of flying. Because, like, every single time I fly, I'm worried about it. And then I'm like, logically, like, nothing's gonna happen. There are so many flights that, you know, go out every single day that are totally fine. Like, and most of the issues are like human caused, so like mechanically it's probably fine. Turbulence is really nothing to worry about. But then something like this comes up and I'm like, oh fuck, what if I'm sitting near an engine and it blows up and sucks me out the window? It's like, it's truly horrifying, and I feel very terrible for that woman and her family, because holy fuck, you know, you absolutely don't expect that to happen. You know, people are like, oh, what if the plane crashes? But like, you don't expect one freak accident to happen and only impact like one person on a whole flight. I mean, thank God. It's good that more people weren't harmed in that. But like, when I read about that, I was like, oh my God, I do not want to fly ever again. It's very scary. Oh God. Speaking of, I'm going to Miami this week, so I will have to be flying in the next few days, and it's gonna be fine. It's a pretty short flight. It's like 3 hours, so that's not terrible, because now I'm pretty used to the, like, you know, across the entire fucking country, California to New York and back flights, which are way too long. But 3 hours should be manageable, and I'm excited about the weather. But anyway, it's just like, oh shit. Scary things happen all the time. Not to be the fear monger of your Monday, not to scare you on your way to work or anything, but just be safe out there. Be smart. Tell your loved ones that you love them. That's the best we can do, isn't it? Jesus, that's scary. Speaking of freak, not accidents, because it was a planned thing, the shooting at that Waffle House in Tennessee. Oh my God. Again, like, I find all of my news on Twitter. Thanks, trending topics. But it is a good way to see, like, what's happening right away and, you know, read a bunch of different people's accounts and opinions of it or whatever. But crazy ass white man, shocker, goes into a Waffle House naked other than a jacket, and he shoots up the place, and he like killed 4 people, and a lot of other people were injured as well. And there was, I need to shout out this guy's name. Well, maybe I can just Google it. A brave black man tackled the gunman, who had an AR-15, an Armalite rifle. Again, gun owners every time will be like, it's not an assault rifle, don't call it that. Fuck off, dude. It is the rifle that is responsible for many of the mass shootings that we're seeing. Not responsible. It is the weapon of choice for the deranged gunmen who use it to kill many people very quickly. But anyway, they will stress again, AR stands for Armalite. It doesn't stand for assault rifle. Okay, sure, it's a semi-automatic rifle with the ability to kill many people very quickly. That's all I'm going to say about that for now. But this man, who was unarmed, he just tackled the gunman and he wrestled the gun away from him. And he saved so many people because that man just would have continued to shoot. His name is James Shaw Jr., and he is an example of Black excellence. That was like the one shining light of this story, and this situation was that this is like 3 a.m. at a Waffle House, just the middle of the night. Of course you don't expect. I mean, I don't know. I've actually never been to a Waffle House. I don't know if it's just like in the South or something. I've been to my share of Denny's in the middle of the night, but I don't know. Some people say like shit goes down at Waffle House. I don't know. But I mean, you still wouldn't expect a gunman to come in and try to kill a bunch of people. But yeah, apparently he just said, I have to do something. He, during a break in the firing, sprinted through the door as fast as he could, slamming into the gunman and knocking him to the ground. He grabbed the rifle and tossed it over the counter. Wow, it's fucking horrible. It's really, really horrible. But he's a hero, dude. That's the amazing thing. I'm like, I could cry about this right now. It's amazing to see people rise up in a moment like that. And just, with no concern over their own safety, like, they just do it. And that's amazing, Some people are like, what about the good guy with the gun? It's like, this guy didn't even need a gun, dude. He just fucking tackled a dude with an AR-15. That's absolutely crazy, but it's incredibly brave. And that response, doesn't come with the danger of like getting in the crossfire of 2 guns. It doesn't add more bullets to the situation. But of course that isn't possible in all of these situations really, but he was lucky in this situation in that he was able to do that, and that's just amazing. Anyway, his name again is James Shaw Jr. What a dude, It's pretty scary. Fuck. I'm like, not to make this podcast a negative one, I'm just going over the news, and obviously the only, like, news stories that are the most interesting tend to be the most tragic ones. It's terrible. It really is. Is there any good news that I can share? Not really. Let's take a little break, and we will be right back to discuss more things. And we're back. So, wow. In terms of like personal things, let's do a little life update. I'm sure you guys are wondering what my college sitch update is, but really I haven't had any changes since whenever. So far, I am 10 out of 10 for acceptances, which is very freaking cool. I'm hoping that NYU will accept me as well. Knock on freaking wood. But NYU's admission decisions don't come out until May to June for transfers, which is very fucking late, so hopefully it'll be sooner rather than later, but I'll just have to wait for that. But really everything depends on the outcome of Nathan's visa sitch. we'll probably talk about that more when obviously everything gets resolved. But he should actually be hearing back about his application like this week, which is pretty scary. But one way or the other, we're going to figure it out, and I've got some cool options. Least likely would be me being in California, because there's just no way for Nathan to be in California with me. We don't want to do long disty like that, California to New York, long distance would be crazy. But if Nathan's in New York, like, I'm going to stay in New York. But if Nathan has to go back to England, like, California to England would be ridiculous. So I'm just like, no, we got to figure out something else. So that's my last option. I don't know. I'm pretty hype. I'm like, I want his visa to work out so that we can stay here. But also the thought of either living in England or just anywhere in Europe. Paris is an option. The thought of living anywhere in Europe and finishing college there is amazing, though very complicated because obviously it's expensive, and we'll see. So yeah, it's like I can't wait to hear back about his visa. Just rip the fucking Band-Aid, because it's been so much waiting between all of my college stuff and his visa application, and it's crazy that all of this is, finally going to come to some kind of decision during May, but then camp starts again in mid-June, and it's so soon. It is not very much time to get all of our stuff sorted and, figure out where I'm going to be living or moving and try to store stuff and just all that complicated stuff, along with, like, seeing my family. And, like, I have to go to my brother's high school graduation in California, and, it's just going to be a lot of stuff going on, but we're excited for it. A lot of schools, decision deadlines, like, they want a commitment deposit by May 1st, and I simply cannot do that because I'm waiting to hear back from a scholarship, which gets back to me in May, and, like, that scholarship could make or break me being able to attend, like, most of these schools. So I'm like, okay, I love this suspense, but it's getting to be a little much, Why is this time of the year so fucking scary? Is it scary for everyone? I feel like it kind of is, because it's like, I think a lot of people break up before summer, because it's like, it's a natural transition period. It's the end of a school year, which for most of us, if you're still in high school, college, whatever age, that's a natural transition point, and then people tend to go away or come home for summer, so it's just, like, a very, like, weird time for everybody, I feel like. But, like, when you pile on, like, any of these, like, decisions that are made right before summer or anything, it's just a lot. I feel like it's a wacky time. Like, thinking back to a year ago, what the fuck? Let's see, did I know by now? No, I think I didn't even know yet. I think it was, like, the actual beginning of May, when I was still in Aix-en-Provence, and I found out that I had been rejected from every single school because of whatever issues, and I had already planned, like, my 3-week trip through Europe, and I was like, well, okay, can I just stay in Europe forever now? Like, if this college thing isn't gonna work out, like, why should I go home? And honestly, like, if I hadn't had to go to camp, if I hadn't already committed to that, I probably would have stayed and just kept spending way too much money in Europe for a bit longer. But yeah, it was fucking crazy. Like, this time last year was kind of a similar situation. Even though this time is, like, I feel like it's way more complicated this time. I feel a lot more at ease this time, just because I have Nathan, and I know that, like, no matter what, we're gonna make it work. And we do have a lot of options, even though they're very complicated thanks to, like, immigration issues. But yeah, last year I was just like, fuck, and then, like, working through the entire summer at a camp where, like, you're working, like, the whole time. It's just, like, it's so difficult, because usually you can use the summer as time to, like, figure everything out and, like, yeah, like usually that's like a time where you have a lot of spare time. Like you just go to work and then that's it. But being at camp is so like immersive and it just takes up everything, that you don't have time to figure stuff out. You can't leave. You can't figure out your housing or, you know. And also, you're not making a lot of money. Like I could definitely work, well, I don't know. It's hard to say, like, how many hours you're working at a camp, because pretty much you're just working, like, all day, every day, except your one day off, and, like, nights off. But you're obviously not paid, like, hourly. You're just paid, like, a salary for the season. So, like, if I wanted to stay here and, like, stay at Bucks and work, like, full-time at Bucks, I'd probably be still working less hours, obviously, but I'd be like alone otherwise. I would make more money through the whole summer, but like, you know, obviously I want to be at camp doing the camp thing. I'm a little nervous about it. I've got to start like planning my curriculum for, you know, my job, which is handling the TV studio, video production kind of stuff. And I'm working with 2 new people, and yeah, I'm just like, oh shit, the ball is rolling. We are getting closer and closer to camp. I have to get all this figured out. I really want to be more organized this summer. I mean, obviously, last summer was my first summer camp experience at all, and it's just like overwhelming, and it's a lot of stuff to figure out. And then on top of that, like meeting Nathan and everything advancing with us so quickly, I was like, wow, this is so much happening in 2 months. Like, summer is a crazy time. So now it's like, again, it's a lot more calm. It's like, you know, Nathan and I are together, but it's easier because we're not like getting to know each other. That was the issue last summer, was just like, we wanted to be able to see each other more often, but like, we're both busy working at opposite places in camp all day. So it was like, you know, classic. It's very romantic though. Anyway, I need to breathe. Let's all just take a little deep breath. I'm actually really bad at deep breathing. I've realized that. I'm like, I think my lung capacity is 0, you know? That was not a deep breath. Let's try that again. Are you supposed to do in through the nose, out through the mouth? Okay, let's try that again. Oh no. Sorry, my nose is like stuffy. No wonder I can't breathe. Okay. Let's try that again. In through the nose. Yeah, you like that? You like listening to me breathe into a microphone? Are we a meditation podcast now? I do feel a lot more calm. I mean, my eyes are nearly closed. It's like, it's very bright and my windows are open. I usually put the shades so that like natural light doesn't interfere with my ring light. But I decided to leave it open and it's kind of helped me awaken. It's now almost 10:30. I have work in an hour. But we're about 30 minutes into the podcast, and I hope you guys have been enjoying it. I really like this softer tone that I'm using. I think that it's very calming, and I know that my natural voice can be very abrasive, and that my tone can be abrasive as well. I'm an abrasive person, so I just want to be a little bit softer for you guys so that you can really enjoy listening to this podcast. I hope it doesn't stress you out, despite me discussing some very troubling events, and the uncertainty in my personal life, you know? But we all have a little bit of uncertainty, so whatever you're uncertain about today, just like breathe it in. Wow. My nose sounded like an instrument. It was like, you know? You can't hear it now, but I did. I heard it. Anyway, yesterday, Nathan and I went shopping a little bit. What did we do? Okay, so the weather is finally getting better. I think we've finally seen the last of the snow, which, by the way, is fucking insane. It's been snowy this, like, almost, I think, the entire time I've been here. I moved here in November, and it is now late April, and there has been snow, like, 90% of the time. I hate it. I'm tired of it, but I think it's gone. It's actually been like blue skies, clear days, and then like it's like literally like 60 degrees and I feel like it's warm, which is hilarious because back home in California, my spoiled ass would have been like, it's a little chilly, you know? But like now that I haven't seen the sun in months, I'm like, this is a blessing. Thank you so much for sending this warmth. So anyway, we tried to enjoy the weather this weekend. After work on Saturday, where did we go? Oh, we went to Long Beach on Long Island, which is a great little spot. I mean, it was so nice just to feel that ocean air. Is it even the ocean? Yes, I think it is. I'm like, some things are bays and some things are like oceans. So what can you do? No geography? Yeah, no, can't do that. So anyway, we went to Long Beach, which, by the way, again, I'm spoiled. I'm from Southern Orange County, dude. Laguna Beach. Like, those are the most naturally beautiful beaches. And I'm just used to that, like a kind of cove, and you walk down a bunch of stairs, and you're surrounded by these big cliffs and, like, beautiful houses and great tacos. So I'm definitely spoiled by that. So when I see, like, kind of a plain-ass beach, I'm like, this is fucking boring. But again, I couldn't complain. It was nice to be in, decent weather and soak up the sun, to put on sunblock because I'm outside. I'm like, wow, amazing. And then yesterday we went to Sagamore Hill, which you probably don't know unless you're from Long Island. Theodore Roosevelt, ex-Prezi, previous Prezi, Theodore Roosevelt lived at Sagamore Hill, and is that how you pronounce it? Sagamore? Yeah. So we went and we visited there. It was very cool. It's a little historic site, so like the house is there and you can take tours, and it's like this little farm, so there's like barns and stuff, and just like a beautiful little patch of land. And then from there you can walk down a little trail and go to the beach, which is on like a bay, which was crazy. I walked through the little trail and we come out, and it looked exactly like, to me, it looked exactly like Jericho Beach in Vancouver, which I went to with Haley Blay years ago when I visited her in the Cove. It was so weird because I loved that beach. I loved Vancouver. I miss it a lot. I really would love to go back. It was so beautiful there in the summer. So yeah, we walked out and it was just exactly like that beach. And I had never really gone to another beach that reminded me of Jericho. So I was like, this is so weird. I was like, yeah, this is exactly like it. The beach is right here, and then it kind of curves around, and then there would be like West Vancouver over there. West Vancouver? Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. But anyway, I was like, what's across this bay? And it was just like, Nathan's like, I think that's Connecticut. And I was like, no, Connecticut's like that way. I don't know what that is. That's just more Long Island across. Anyway, it was beautiful, and I missed the sun so much. Like, my vitamin D deficient self, like, literally misses the sun, but, like, I just definitely took it for granted being from such a sunny, warm place, and I've definitely realized, like, how much I hate the cold and how much it kind of ruins me, which is scary because, in my plans, I'm not really, like, likely to end up in a place that's super sunny and warm. Like, if I were going back to California, that'd be dope. But most likely I'll either be in New York, which again, I'm gonna have to endure this kind of weather again. It's really hard for me, but maybe I'll get used to it. I think this winter was apparently worse than usual, so I'm like, okay, yeah, it was really bad. Or I'll be going to England, which is also very, like, gray and rainy sometimes. When I went to visit in October, it wasn't the best weather, so I didn't get to see it in, like, its prime, which apparently it's, like, right now. It's, like, very nice and, like, warm and nice and sunny, and I just want to be in the sun forever. Now I'm really excited about camp, just to be up there and, like, hang out by the lake, maybe, like, go on some hikes, and then just enjoy being outside, because I need to see some greenery, I need to see some blue skies, I need to be around water. That's gonna be nice. except that it still rains in the summer. Last summer was so rainy, it was very annoying. So hopefully this summer won't be as rainy, because I'm not trying to deal with that. Rainy days at camp suck. I'm getting really tired now. I'm very sleepy. I think we're just gonna return to this voice because, just because I'm too tired to speak at my normal level. And I think all of us need a little bit of a break, whether it's Monday or Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or the weekend. Bet you didn't expect that one. Whatever day it is, whatever time it is, whether it's morning, afternoon, late afternoon, early evening, dusk. Is dusk before the afternoon? Evening? No, never mind. Whatever time of day it is, whatever day it is, whatever year it is, are you listening to this way far in the future? Shouts out, welcome to Previously Gifted. Just like, enjoy it, you know? That's all I'm here to say. I am just here to say, enjoy it. That was actually one thing that I was like very good at last year, especially just while I was in France, was like reminding myself so often to enjoy that day and to not think too far ahead, not think about the past, just like appreciate where I was. So I was very good at like being present. You know, I'd be sitting on Cour Mirabeau and like writing in my journal in the sun and watching the people walk by, and I'd just be like, it's such a beautiful day and I'm in France and I'm gonna think about this forever. And guess what? I probably am, because those were some great days. But you know, I have moments like that all the time where it's like, you know, where you kind of walk out and you're like surprised at how like beautiful it is, and you're just like, damn, I need to take this, you know, I need to take advantage of this. I don't want to take this for granted. I want to truly enjoy all of this, you know? Okay, I'm really not making any sense. I think it would be best for me to end the podcast pretty early. I know usually we try to get to like 50 minutes-ish, but like I have to get ready for work and I feel tired and hot now. You know, plus I'm barely saying anything. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode, and I will be in Miami, so I work so much. I work so much immediately right when we get back. So I'm like, oh fuck, okay. I will survive. Anyway, so I don't know exactly when next week's episode will go up. Hopefully I'll try to still aim for Monday or Tuesday-ish. But thank you guys so much. Again, please leave a comment. Let me know that you're listening. Leave us a rating on iTunes. And have a freaking good day. I hope it's sunny or nice weather wherever you are. Try to get outside today. Try to soak up the sun. And have a wonderful time, okay? Okay, thanks. Bye. Oh, you can't see my peace sign. Okay, thanks. Bye.